Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Devilish, and as I sometimes say here, walk with me for my channel. Um, this is a live chat that I haven't really done in a very, very long time, and I'll say welcome to the one. Well, actually, I know who it is. It's sitting there in chat. I'll get to about that in a moment. First things first. I'm going to say that you step in here into my YouTube channel, into a live stream, whether if I am like this, doing a live panel, if I'm doing some other live streaming, or even if I'm doing a premiere. Um, Same with the comment box on any of my videos that are up for replay. Please be respectful of everybody and everyone, especially those of us who are here for this channel and represent the channel in whatever wavelength it is. Now, I ask that you be 18 years of age or plus, and the reason why I say that is because pretty much the most standard age in most places throughout the world is once you reach the age of 18, you're considered an adult. So basically, you're tried in the court of law as an adult. You can buy alcohol, you can purchase cigarettes, you can enter any type of adult establishment that you want. Um, of course, you're going to have to provide ID to prove yourself, but you are now legally in that position. Hey, Cowboy John. So that's the first thing. Now, if you are under that age, please, have your parents be your parental discretion on that. And if you do have children that are listening with you, you be the parental discretion if you're the parent on whether or not they get to listen. Don't come back to me down the road, whether it be minutes after this has been aired, whether it's the next day, later in the week, next month, next year, whatever. Don't come back to me and saying that you didn't like what you heard because you have children. It's not about catering to you or your children. It's not for you. This is for me. I'm going to do things my way. And if you don't like that, that's fine. You have two choices. Either you stay and listen, or you just leave and be quiet. Um, I'm not saying it's, anything in particular. I'm not jumping down anybody. You just have to suck it up, buttercups, just like I do. And that will bring me to a few other points. Um, I don't want you bringing your drama, your bullshit, your gossip or rumors from somebody else that somebody said something about me. I don't care. I don't care who said what about who. I don't care who likes who, who's screwing who, whatever. Whatever little story it happens to be, it's not needed. It's not wanted. I'm a grown up. I'm sure a majority of my listeners are grown up. I can check the actual stats on the age brackets. I know that most of them are young adolescents, is usually between 24 and 30. Okay. And then there's those that are older, of course. Um, but if you disagree about something, don't be getting your panties in a twist. Don't get in a huff and puff. Don't get hot headed. Don't start screaming and arguing and blah, blah, blah this and blah, blah, blah that. And start saying things because you're going to say things in the heat of the moment that you don't mean to say. And it happens. It's happened to me. And you can't take it back. Yes, you can apologize and say you're sorry for what you did. But maybe it doesn't, heal things. I can say there's people that I want nothing to do with anymore. I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see their name typed. I don't want to see their name talked about. I just want to hear nothing about them. Now, for other people, they might, be friends with them. They might like them. Okay, so be it. Let them. That's their choice. I can be the friend and say and warn you and tell you, hey, this person, is like this. Be careful. Oh, they haven't done anything to me like that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That may be true. They may be doing what I call ass kissing, kissing your ass to be your friend, to try to get in better with you than whatever I was, and then try to, in a way, twist it around and say, look, see what I did. I'm better friends with them than you are. I'm always around. You're not. Who cares? That's childish. I'm also going to say that oh, I support so and so, and if you don't like it, fuck off. I think that's childish too, but that's my opinion, and I can agree to disagree with whatever. Um, some people, when they come to that disagreement, they don't know how to deal with it. They basically pick one side or the other side, and most of the time when they do, they pick it foolishly, stupidly, with their eyes wide shut. And that's how a lot of people deal with a lot of things. Their eyes are wide shut. They don't stop with an open mind and actually actively listen or watch, in some cases, on social media. It doesn't matter what social media you're on. We all, at the end of the day, have to be happy with what we've done for the day. So, with that being said, it's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't, want to see it. Keep it away. Now, I do have one moderator, and that will stay probably hidden most of the time in the background and do their actual job as a real moderator, meaning that they're watching chat and they will dignify by muting you if you're not supposed to be speaking about that stuff. Hey, Nubs. No problem, bud. I know you're always busy doing something. So you go ahead, you nub right along. So they'll, if they see that whatever you're talking about isn't right, isn't appropriate, you're just going too far too long with whatever nonsense it is, they're going to mute you. And if they mute you, don't get your panties in a twist. Don't be crying about it when you become unmuted. It's to say that we're not tolerating what you're supposed to be talking about. And that's what a real moderator does. All right. Thanks, Nubs. You take care and enjoy whatever it is you're about to do. I know you're about to get into some type of mischief. Just make sure you're not up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Or without the boat, for that matter. But anyways, yes, and that's what will happen. If things get too far and we deem it's right, myself or this one moderator will be the only one of two that will ban you from here. Okay? Now, I do know that there is a glitch that came from Google when Google joined forces with YouTube that time out people. There's nothing we can do about it. You can mention that you got timed out, and if nobody who's a moderator or myself don't see that you were timed out, we're going to simply tell you, and that will be the truth. Don't be crying about it. It just happens. It could be just a single word. It could be maybe there's a glitch on your actual name for YouTube or your channel that's glitching, and it happens. They've been working on it from time to time, and I do have a source that can tell me a few things of what's going on. Majority of it is because of what Google's trying to do. Google's trying to change YouTube into I don't know, whatever weird forum chat that Google has, I forget now, and try to put all those rules and policies and whatever else here on YouTube. I don't even call this really YouTube anymore because they don't do what they used to do. A lot of stuff is being monitored by computers, and they put in flag words and sayings, this and that. And if anything sounds similar or close to one of these words, one of these phrases, whatever that they don't like, it automatically turns up a flag, bang, you're muted, you're kicked off, whatever. Okay. Now, those are the justified generalized rules for this channel. Okay. Now, going forward, we're going to talk a lot about haunted and paranormal things, stories, events, places, histories. I started one already, and I'm going to finish off doing it. And I believe I said it was the 8 biggest mythological creatures of Canadian history. I already started off with the 1. And you can go back and you take a look at that. I will bring the other 7 out. I also am currently in the works of editing together a video for one of the most haunted places in Ontario or of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, or the GTA, Greater Toronto Area. It is known as the Keg Mansion, Mason, the Keg Steakhouse. There are a minimum of, for sure, confirmed 3 spirits that roam this place. 2 ladies and a little boy. Lillian Mason, who I don't remember the full backstory to it, that either she killed herself or she was killed. I can't remember. Then her maid hung herself after she found out that Lillian had died in the stairwell. Now, there's 3 floors. I think there's a 4th floor too, but it's not mentioned much. And I think it's like a bedroom area up in the attic. The 3rd floor you're not allowed to go up to anymore. They keep it blocked off. I don't know if because they're renovating it or they just don't want people up there because they're not really doing anything. I don't know if there's offices still up there or not that the Keg uses. I think everything is for the main part is on the main floor. The washrooms are on the 2nd floor. As you go up the big stairwell area, you go up the first flight of steps and you stop at a landing before you go up the next part of the flight of steps to the 2nd floor. On the landing is where the little boy usually is. Now, the little boy did get, I don't know if he did get pushed, but he did fall down the flight of stairs down to the landing. There's a big bay window and a bench seat there, and apparently he died. Okay. He is known to very well frequent and is to be seen and heard and felt on that landing in the stairwell. Now he can be a little bit more upstairs, I think, on the 2nd floor near the washrooms. Lillian Mason, or Massey, sorry, I should say. I'm saying it wrong. Massey. She died somewhere in around close to the women's washroom. Apparently, she is seen frequently in around the women's washroom. Outside, inside, if you lock the bathroom door, it gets unlocked behind you. The door opens. A few other things happen. You can hear footsteps when you are on the 2nd floor, even sometimes even the 1st floor, heading to the stairs, going up. Occasionally, certain time frames, I think more in the evenings and at night, you may see the maiden or the maid who hung herself from the chandelier with the noose around her neck, hanging there. Some people say that they sit down, they're eating downstairs, and they look up to the landing if they're looking that way. And sometimes they see a little boy standing there, peeking around the banister there, looking at everybody who's eating. Now, there have been a few other spirits have been noted. I have noted one myself that I was there once many years back ago, of a man, and of that time frame would be the clothing and a big hat. My friend also had witnessed it. Now, I've gone back many other times, not always, thinking about, hey, wait, this is a haunted place. I should have brought a camera. Did a couple of times, got a bit of footage for inside, just very little. Was more than we just snap pictures than anything. There's other video footage that I've got a hold of to show some things from the past. And of course, whatever, you can take whatever video footage you want from the outside. It's inside that sometimes you got to get permission from, usually the staff and management that are on duty for the day. Usually pretty good. They'll tell you a little bit of their stories if you're lucky. There is another place that is nearby me that I want to go to. Now I've forgotten the name offhand. I don't always write everything down. I usually go from memory for a lot of stuff. Unless it's something long-winded, then I'll have it typed out or I'll have copies of it saved here or there, and then I'll just read from it. But there's a spa inn that is not too far from me, about maybe 2 kilometers away, towards a wooded area, ravine. It runs off of the Credit River. here in Mississauga. And it has two spirits that are still lingering around in it. There was a paranormal TV show that did an investigation there, and was brought up the two areas where they felt these spirits resided the most. One was by a fireplace, kind of in a lobby area. Hey, Wolf. There's another one that one of the bedrooms, or is it a hallway? I can't remember offhand. I was reading stuff, so I'm trying to get into there. I might not be able to get to some of these places this year. Might have to wait until next year, 2023, and save some money in case I do have to pay for a few things and do it. He was here, Wolf, but he took off. I do have to hit to the church that's also nearby this spa inn, because it has a double cemetery. There's two cemeteries, and I believe they're just divided by a partition wall, a stone wall. I've been meaning to get to it, but it's just every time I go to get around to it, it's raining like crazy, so it's muddy up there. It's up on a hilly area. As I go down to it, I'll kind of show you around from street view, from the sidewalk, what it looks like. And then head up towards the church and then head into the cemetery part. It's old. This part of where I live in Mississauga, it is very, very old, going back to early 1800s for a lot of settlements and buildings. But then even goes back even further to the Native Indians that were living in this area. Now, they're a little bit... The one is Massasaugans. I believe that was right. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation of it, but they were of this area. I will clarify that in future endeavors. There is a trip that I want to go to, and I mentioned it before, and people said they were in for it. And I know that I couldn't do it because finances, and I'll get to that a little bit later. Real life stuff. Going over to the township known as Coburg, my actual real life daughter lives there, but they have an old inn/jailhouse that's there, and they actually have jail cells that they did up, and there's beds, tables for you to sleep in. They have a common area with a TV and this and that and snacks and I think cooking. If not, you can head over to their restaurant that's within the same building, or you can head out in the town and go to whatever establishment you want to eat. You do have to pay to stay the night, or you can do their haunted ghost tour. And I think I don't remember their full proper name. There is a paranormal group. They do a TV show somewhere, and I can't remember whether if it's on regular TV for Canada or if it's for in the US, because they're part of a bigger group. I can't remember, but there's two guys, and they will give you kind of a paranormal tour, haunting type idea of the place. You can explore it. Several different other YouTubers have done it, and I'll give you some names because these people, I've seen them do it. Exploring with Angelo, Mo Sargi, what do they call themselves now? Lomar and Chelsea. I forget what they call their channel now. And also Omar Gosh TV. Okay, or Omar Gosh. They've been in there. Now, there have been a few other people that have been in there too, and they've experienced some things. There are some other places that are even... There's like 5-6 really haunted places. There's one that's super haunted here in Mississauga that is considered one of the top 10 for the country of Canada. as being one of the most haunted places. Now, I don't know if I can get into that one because the last I heard, it was closed down, and the owners who have it wasn't uh, opening up to the public. So that means might not even be able to get in there for a regular private viewing. But we could try. Hello, Mr. Bean. So there's things like that. There's some stories that I will tell you about, whether mythological or not. There may be live paneling like this every once in a while, where we may bring some people up and may talk about a particular subject. Okay, and we'll keep it as that, unless we say something differently, or if the title says something differently, so that way basically what's going on. I will continue with a few of the mythological things that I have to finish off. So I have 7 more episodes to do. I've already done one, and you can go back and see it. You can see the first official true video I took of exploring in St. John's Lithuanian Cemetery, which is there. If you go to the main page, you can go find it and listen into it. And you can listen into the words that's maybe some of the spirits have actually said, because they are there, and I didn't tell you everything that I heard. Some people have watched it and they've told me, left comments in chat, or private messaged me, giving me timestamps of things they heard or did you see. I prefer to do it that way because personally, lets me see what it is that you might have heard that I didn't pick up on. I ain't perfect at it. I ain't going to be perfect at it. Will I get a little better than I currently am? Yeah, probably. I've been learning about a few other things about my sensitivity in certain areas that, they've been around for a long time. I just never really, I guess, accepted them, or to say that I acknowledge them. And I've been doing that. It's also spiritual connections to certain people. Sometimes I'm just drawn to them for whatever reason. I don't know what. There's a connection. Yes, there was one that I've been on, Mr. Bean, where I brought my camera. Well, actually, I didn't bring my camera. It was my cell phone, right? And I pulled it out, wanting to, record it, videotape it. And they told me, so no, sorry, we don't allow that. We just want people to come to the tour. And I said, well, in the same essence, I said, if I do it, also it's free publicity for you and advertisement. If people see it, they'll, more will come. But, I wasn't going to argue with them over details. It's been like that. It's happened. And there's even more that some, like certain historical museums that have a little bit of haunted history, sometimes they don't want you taking pictures or videos. And I'll give you another really good example of one, and it wasn't even in my country of Canada. It was in the United States, in Louisiana, out in the outskirts of, New Orleans, because I went to what is known as Oak Alley, and the reservation that's there, the big white house, which was in the movie Interview with a Vampire. Okay. There's a big, huge haunted history to it, and they didn't even want us to take photographs. If your camera had flash, you weren't allowed. If they caught you, they would give you your first warning. If they caught you a second time, you were kicked out from the tour inside the house. You had to go back outside and wait until it was time to get on your tour bus. Wanted on the library last night. The library guy told me I can record, but when the tour came up, I can't. Interesting. So maybe it was the information from the tour or the tour guide that you couldn't. It's hard to say. Sometimes there's certain stipulations, and you want to be good with them. If this is their requests, whether there are rules or stipulations or policies are really truthfully or not, who's to debate with it really? If they request it, then fine, go with it. Be respectful, because if you wanted to come back again or you wanted to come privately, at least then you were respectful enough of the time. Then maybe you could at a later date. Yeah, well, that's up to you. You know, that's all up to you. I've been to many different places where they just you can't even take pictures. Never mind video. But that's just the way that they are sometimes. Um, so asking for permission first before doing it is usually the best rule of thumb. And they say no, sorry, you can't. And it's like, okay, fine. And then you just make a video with whatever pictures later on that you do have or that you can find and tell the story. That's all you can do. Ah, cool. Not too many. Well, there's an odd one or two within the big city of Toronto, close to where I live. There's not too many around where I am. Usually, they're all boarded up, fenced around, and there's always too many security guards around for you even to try to get in. And if you do, they try to hit you with trespassing or B&E. Now, if there's signs posted in the general rule of law, then yes. If there's nothing posted, there is a chance you can get everything dropped and be clean swept. But you have to be very careful with that. Depends on jurisdictions and all that. I mean, I know it's different everywhere you go. Like where I am, there could be one rule. I could go, 40 kilometers, 60 miles away to another jurisdiction, and they don't post anything, and they turn around and you could go and nothing and everything's good. Hey, if they've already got full permission and they're allowing you to tag along, hey, by all means, go. It's free opportunity, right? I wouldn't turn something down if somebody turned around and said to me, hey, I got full permission to go to this place, to video record it, to investigate it, whatever, blah blah blah, without any problems. Hey, I'd be going, no problem. I would not turn it down. There's a few other YouTubers that are in and around where I live that I would love to collaborate with certain things with, like to go see a few haunted, abandoned places. What's his name there? He lives like 45 minutes away from me. Carl Palooza. I believe he also does things. He does things with Exploring with Angelo, Mosargi, Freak Photography, and a few others. I would love to, hook up with him. And then when I get down the States, I'd love to hook up with a few others, that I've been following, paying attention to, just to go with them. It, doesn't matter whether if it's something super big or not. It's just the fact just to go to some of these places before they get demolished and taken away and rechanged. There's a bunch of things in Kentucky to go see. You just have to do your research. And if you connect with the right people, hey, some people will tell you just, if it's just some Joe Blow off the street or from a restaurant. Sometimes I'm a little weary of those things, but you got to take it with a grain of salt and investigate it during the day. Well, hey, everybody has their restrictions on some things they can or cannot do. I'm just not able to get around as easily. Because I don't have that transportation for me. So, a lot of times I'm riding off on my bicycle, or if I want to pay for it, I'll pay for an Uber, but I got to have an address for them. Otherwise, they won't drop me off. What do you mean? Just go to this Yeah, just go to this intersection. That's where I want to be dropped off. No, sir, we need address. It's like they're getting like that. Before, there used to be some of the drivers, they'll go, yeah, okay, sure, I'll drop you off at that intersection. They don't care. They just want the money. even some of the taxi cabs, even though the taxis are now being cheaper than Uber here, um, they won't drop you off unless they got an actual physical address. So it's like, you say you want to be dropped off at King and Queen. Well, you need to give them a street address either on King or on Queen that's near that intersection. Otherwise, they won't take you. They'll just stop and say, okay, get out. It just goes like that. A few weird life things have gone on with me in the past little bit, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to elaborate or anything. First one, kind of, and I mentioned this, and I'll put it up on my community tab. And hopefully some people read it, and those that didn't, oh well, that's fine. That's their choice, whatever. I had credit card type information somehow was confiscated by somebody, and they've been slowly putting small charges to different websites to it. So I had to cancel that and block it. I've seen your name before, Mr. Bean, either over on Nubs or on one of the other YouTube channels. I don't know who, but I've seen your name around. So I just know your name. I don't know you personally or anything, and that's fine. And welcome to my channel here. Now, they did a few things, and then I went to, investigate it. And of course, my bank is asking questions. I said, no, I don't know anything about this website, whatever. So they're fighting, trying to see if they can get my money back. If they don't, fine, so be it. But I had to cancel not only my bank ATM card, I had to cancel my virtual Visa debit. I also canceled my credit card that I had, and had them all, give me new cards with new numbers. And I've been kind of, sitting, waiting. I just got 2 of them on Friday. I'm waiting for one more to come, hopefully next week. Hopefully it won't be too long, maybe Monday or Tuesday, so then I can reestablish myself and reconnect with certain things that I've done, because I took my memberships that I paid for to certain people's channels, and I had to stop them because I can't pay for them. And with some places, even if it's only $1.10, and I go, really, for $1.10? If they can't get the money from you, they hit you with an automatic, no funds, insufficient funds, $45. I think it's more now. I can't remember, but it was $45. Then after that, it goes to your bank account. Your bank account gets that information, and then they charge you another $45 for insufficient funds. Meanwhile, all it is $1.10. It's like, hello, let me just go $1.10 over on my account if I don't have the money, and it'll get paid off. But no, now I got to pay 90 plus bucks, plus if I want to reestablish that membership or subscription, now I got to repay back that, and then who knows whatever else, depending if they have a reconnection fee, depending what it is, and some of that is stupid. I've also heard that now with credit cards, especially Visa and MasterCard, I'm assuming American Express probably will have it too. They will start doing what is called a service fee charge or credit card charge. Basically what it is, restaurants or other establishments, when they take your payment by credit card, they pay a fee for the amount that you purchase. And it's different for each merchant that's out there. So retailer, gas stations, restaurants, theaters, clothing stores, etc., even grocery stores, that if you pay by credit card, if the fee is like 10% of your total, that's what you're going to be charged on top of what you're already paying. That's supposed to start November 4th, I think. That's what we were told for here, at least Canada. Some places are, but where we are, we're getting charged with the highest amount, or close to this, or probably the second highest amount in the world. And US isn't even the highest. And I'll also tell you that US isn't paying the most for gasoline either. Here in Canada, we pay more for gasoline than you guys do in the States. Other places even pay more than we do. Um, it's crazy. The most highest place to pay for gasoline right now is out in British Columbia on the West Coast. Okay. So, yeah, I had to replace my cards. That's one thing. I had something else happen, a change, and I'm doing a change, and I'm not saying it live on air. I've already told to like one person what it is, and I'll probably tell one or two other people, and that's it. Um, because it's not a need to know information for everybody. Just something has happened that I have to change, and change a few things that I've been doing. So I've been staying away. I've also been staying away because don't want to be hooked up in some of the stupid toxic drama that's going on all social media. Stay away from it. Um, so more with what the channel about events, locations, um, the paranormal, hauntings, abandoned places, if we can, whatever we can get to see. Going to do. Yeah, there'll be more cemeteries because cemeteries are easy to get to. I got loads of them around me. It's just a question of looking at the rules and then talking to the people who are in charge and everything if I can get anything outside the operating hours. Because here, it's unlike some other places throughout the world. If they say the cemetery is only open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. and it's locked afterwards, and if you're found in there afterwards, you're hit with a trespassing fine, charge, and or put into jail for the night, and the cops are called on you. And that's just how it is. Now, if you can talk to the people and get permission to be there after, and even if you can get one of those people to be there while you're doing your investigation, that's even better, because then if cops do get called on you because of neighbors or anybody that happens to see you around thinking that, oh, you're doing damage, you're breaking in, at least they can vouch for you or have their phone number saying, hey, okay, if you're not going to be here, can I have your phone number? So that way, if the cops do show up, we can call you and you can talk to them and let them know that you've given truthful permission. It just is that way. Like there's one big, huge cemetery. I love to properly investigate in the city of Toronto. I know people walk through there at night because where it is in the heart of the city, but at the same time, you're walking around with too much lights in certain areas. I'm sure, the authorities are called upon you. Excuse me. And as I was talking about the Keg Steakhouse, the Mason, that because it went to Massey's, that there is several buildings throughout the city of Toronto that are still around with their names. For instance, the music theater venue known as Massey Hall. There's a couple other. There's a Massey. Is it Commerce or maybe condo building? They still have the name. And the buildings are still the old buildings that they were. Hey, Venus. Yeah, good afternoon to you and belated happy birthday. So there's those things there. And hopefully, get to some of those other things and get into them and maybe be able to get some investigations, tours privately without having to be in a big group or anything and do that. I'm also for the Greater Toronto Area and Mississauga putting together a group of people who want to be part of my paranormal society, basically, to do the haunted paranormal investigations. Also to, go out to certain events, to historical things and, record it. And each of us get our own viewpoints and we all put it up and, share out and help each other out, get historical information behind places, do the research, be able to talk to get and say, hey, There's a group of us who would like to come and do our own little investigation with anybody else. Can we do it? If so, are you charging? If so, how much do you charge? Is it per person? Is it for a group of people? Get all that information, get it together, and do it. But do it in a respectful manner. Because I know there's a bunch that go out there and they kind of get in, then they cause problems, and then they don't want you to do it anymore. They start looking down upon people coming to do it. Sometimes it's also free publicity for them, free advertisement, as I said earlier. Others, they don't care. Some it's like, oh, well, I want to see your finished product before you post it. Hey, that's fine. Maybe there's something they don't want you to mention or show in there, or there's, they don't want to be on camera. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. I was wanting to go to an event that was in Streetsville, and I didn't realize that it was last night. And they only do it one time in October, and I was wishing that they would do it more Friday or Saturday nights throughout the month of October leading up to Halloween. And it is a haunted walk through Streetsville, and they only do it like 20 minutes. I've been around Venus. I've just been kind of, there's things that have gone on, and maybe I'll probably tell you on Instagram or whatever in a private chat on some of my reasonings. That's all. I'm just not saying everything here openly because I don't want it to be totally blabbed out. I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. There's some things that need to stay private, and that's it. Not everybody needs to know. So there's that. That's pretty much basically everything that I've got going on, and what's going to be coming down on this channel. Might not be a lot between now and the new year. Might just be my other 7 mythological episodes that I have to do, and go from there. It's just what I got to do. And as I said, I still am working on a video that's for the Keg Mason, or the Keg Steakhouse from Toronto, and a little bit of its haunted history. Yeah, I know you. Well, I saw your Mandarin birthday video there, Venus. Okay, I didn't say anything on it. I did thumbs it up. I watched it. I just been kind of quiet lately. That's all. Dealing with my own personal things. I'm sure you know what I mean. But other than that, I don't think I have much anything else. I think I'm going to probably get off of here. Go. Oh, you saw those ones? Did you see Pot Island? Flower Pot Island? There's a few different places that I posted up, and I'm sure you saw the Badlands. Badlands isn't far from here, from us. It's like 40, 45 minutes northwest of here. You can go anytime. There's a big parking lot and everything. It's just how busy it is on certain days and how much you want to explore. It's a beautiful place. The other two are further north, and you have to especially for Flower Pot Island, you have to take the ferry to get over there. And the falls, well, you just drive up in that way. There's a whole bunch of different falls all over the place. It's just a question of which direction you want to go and where you want to go. There's Finland Falls as well. Like if you head towards Peterborough and in the Kawarthas area, there's a lot of stuff in around the lakes there. Okay, a lot of different things, different falls, different other scenery to see. It all depends what you want to see, what you want to use for your video footage, Venus. What you want to explore. because I've been to many places, you know, and I've done other, like, I'll say this, even I've done, exploring for abandoned, haunted, paranormal places, but I've never had video equipment or anything like that to video, or I didn't think of when I had the ability to video record with the camera on my cell phone. I didn't do it. I didn't go out and buy this. I went and did this with people we explored. And at that time, we didn't even think about, oh, you know what? Too bad we didn't bring something to video record. It's like many other places that I've been to, and didn't have the equipment to record it. And then it's like, now I'm like going, oh man, I wonder if this place is still there. Some places, they're gone. They've been torn down and, flattened, and power malls and stuff like that all have gone up, or condos and buildings. And it's like, oh man, dang, I waited too long to go there. That happens. Just like I wanted to go up north to a couple of the different farms for Halloween, because they have, their corn mazes, their pumpkin patches, and a bunch of other things. And kids are welcome too, but there's some that they a little bit more. They do a couple things for adults and other grown-ups, and you can go explore and have some fun, just to show the scenery. Just like when I went with my friend of mine, we took the bus and we went over to go see the sunflowers at the farm there, the sunflower farm. um, you know we just left and we just went. It's like, hey, let's go. It's like, okay. um, so that, a few other things with a few other friends, like, hey, let's go, going here, would you like to go? It's like, yeah, I want to go. It's like, I'll bring my drone. It's like, really, you got a drone with a camera? It's like, yeah, I will take drone footage. I said, okay, that's even better. So that's why kind of putting, that society group together, so that way we can, collaborate with each other, do some things. Some people have this, some people have that as equipment, and kind of mix. Say, hey, give me some of your video footage. I'll give you some. I'll give you mine, and you can edit and use whatever part of my video footage that you want. I'll use parts of yours if that's fine with you, and we'll just say, hey, credit these people to their video footage or music or whatever. So that way, you don't have problems down the road. It was authorized by, hey, Beth. So that way you can do some things. Were you out and about today, Beth, or were you just staying home and relaxing? I know you're saying evening because it's almost evening for where you are in United Kingdom or Britain. I don't even know how long I've been on here. Let me just see. I'll go over to Restream. I'm using Restream here. On my other channel, which is more my gaming, I will use StreamYards there because I'm not always going live there. The walk, oh, I thought the fall did you in, not the walk. See, you're not wearing the proper shoes for that, or boots if that's the case. Because the ones that I've seen, those aren't the proper ones for doing it. They're just for looks. They're not for hiking. You need proper hiking boots. You were wearing walking boots. No, I think you need a specialized like hiking boots. And then I think you also need what they call now. I'm not sure if that it's truthfully the same way, so I'm going to explain this a little bit to you, Beth. Basically, it's called a walking stick. They look like ski poles, but without the extra part on the bottom of the pole. Okay, you see the long distance cross country skiers, their type of ski poles. So that way, it has the strap that goes around your wrist, and you can hold on to it, or you can let it go. I would suggest you get one of those, or get two, just for hiking purposes. Because I mean, hey, some people, they kind of need it. almost 3 p.m. here where I am in the afternoon. Not quite. About 2:51, 2:52, 2:50. It depends on how the clocks run. Some places I go to, it's what I need, and I usually end up trying to find an old broken tree and taking a branch of it to use as a walking stick. Um, like the Badlands where I went to, I used it there for crawling over some of it. Trekking poles. Yeah, that's another name for them. That's another name for them. Or walking poles or hiking poles. Like they have multitude of names depending on what company and where you are in the world. That's just how it is. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? I don't know if there's anything else really. Just kind of, the little bit that I wanted to say. Uh, see who all came around and who didn't. Um, I will agree and disagree with you at the same time, Beth, on that comment. Because what is age? It's just a number. Do you let it dictate and determine who you are? Or do you just, do what you're going to do? But at the same time, are you doing certain things to keep yourself in a certain physical manner? You know what I mean? And sometimes you can't let the pain or some of the other things get in your way as excuses. Well, you need to start, doing less. Um, I'm going to say maybe or maybe not now at your age, stopping altogether might harm you more. I don't know, okay? Because I don't know how long you've been doing it from what age. I just know that for some people, that when they've completely quit and stopped, it didn't take very many years afterwards before they passed away. Yeah, I know. I'm almost the same thing. Oh, good gosh, 14. Yeah, you're probably at that in that zone period where if you stop, yeah, it could do good or could be bad. That's hard to say. I can't tell you that. I pretty much almost got flat feet. Um, if I stand on the floor, you can barely put a dime under the arch of my foot. The heels and the balls of my feet. And if people, you don't really know what the balls of your feet are, that's basically saying like your knuckles and your hand, but in your feet. Um, Usually that's where I get my pain, whether I'm just standing or even walking around for a majority of the day. Some days are better than others. You see, neither of my parents smoked. Now, relatives on my dad's side of the family smoked. On my mom's side, nobody. Now, whether they tried or not on my mom's side, maybe. Um, my dad might have when he was a teenager, but stopped probably because of me. Um, but the rest of his family, oh yeah, they all smoked. My aunt smoked to a certain age, and I forget where it was, and I forget what health issue she had, and she stopped. I guess she stopped good enough at a certain point in time, but she still has certain health issues, and she still gets through the winter months. She still has a bronchitis issue because of the smoking and the cold that you know, it's gotten that bad. But it is what it is. Um, The places that you were in the last few things you've kind of shown, Beth, were they more historical thing, or do they have other history behind them besides being historical places? Excuse me here for a second. I'll be right back. Right back. I don't think he wanted to hear that, and I don't think that would have sounded properly over the mic, and probably everybody's ears would be, scratched and wrecked. I won't say what I did. Just leave it at that. Okay. You will check them. You don't remember? Jeez. Oh my gosh. You went to these places and you don't know. See, the video I'm working on, I'm going to tell you right now that there's three spirits that roam this location. I've mentioned it before. I was talking about it earlier too. And then I'm trying to put together a little vignette, and then I'm going to try to see if I can get permission to get in there, and hopefully maybe a couple other people can join me, and seeing if we can get some alone time in parts of the building away from the restaurant. Because it's one of many places that has lots of history. Just like many places in around me that has lots of history. I'm going to be doing one that, it'd probably be better I wait until the summer to do it, because it's easier to walk around and not having to worry about mud and loose gravel as much. Sliding and being able to check things out, and not everything being totally covered up. But then again, also doing in the summer, then I got to contend with the insects of the summer versus the time now, because most of them, well, actually, still some insects that are roaming around at this time to be watchful for, like ticks. They're still around. But then you have all the other insects to be involved, something that I want to look at. And it's going to be kind of difficult for some things to show you because it's been torn down. I'm not, it's not walking in the mud part, Beth. It's more that you got to climb or move around, and it's easier to slide in the mud. That's the only problem. Okay, because it's been a little wet here and there, and I don't know whether in that area all the trees, whether or not they've lost their leaves yet. And that's something I wanted to do too, was get out and take a walk, especially this one place, which is part of this, but just to do the casual walking path that everybody does, or hiking path along the Credit River, and show you the fall foliage. If I get to go up north, I don't know what's going to happen next weekend, being Halloween weekend. Whether or not we're going to take off on the Saturday and just go for a drive, and if we do, then I'll try to take the camera with me and put it on the front dash, looking out of the front of the vehicle, and just let it record as we drive. Just add some music to it. I'm not going to narrate or anything. Just going to say, hey, wrote in this neck of the woods in the title, and that's it. We've had, like, the beginning, to be honest, the end of July, we had leaves turning and changing color, believe it or not, Beth. Okay. Certain types of trees were already changing color at the end of July. Now, whether there was, because we had the infestation of a couple of beetles and a moth known as the gypsy moth, and their larvae form that they attack certain types of trees here in Canada. They're not from here, they're from other countries. Whether that took effect from it, I don't know. They sprayed a couple of years ago, and they sprayed, I think, beginning of this in near the end of spring, beginning of summer. I think they did in some areas again. They may be doing it again. We had, was it this summer or was it the past summer? Um, the cicadas were huge and large. They're like you could hear them everywhere. It was never a dull day in the heat where all you heard was, that's the cicadas. They vibrate their wings for the sound to attract mates and to scare birds out of the trees. It's funny though, that year watching the birds chasing these cicadas in the air, and the cicadas are trying to stop every once in a while and trying to make the noise to try to get the bird to stop chasing them. And no, they got. I'm sure you might even have them there where you are, Beth. They're basically, some people call them heat bugs, right, or heat wave bugs. They're almost the size of I'm going to say a pecan nut in its shell. Not quite a walnut, but that's their body. And they have wings that are about maybe 3 inches long that are clear. So you look like an oversized fly. But they usually are in the trees, and all you hear is go, whatever length of time that they do it. But, they buzz like that, and it's loud. Maybe one time this coming summer for next year, what I'll do is maybe I'll walk outside when they're noisiest and just kind of record them if I can. And then you'll know. And if I see a dead one, I'll take a picture of it just to show you how ugly it is. They come a few different colors as well. But no, we'll leave it as that. Anyways, I think I'm going to cut this short here. In a minute or so, we'll stop this and get off. I don't really have much anything else, just talking a little bit of different things of life. And as I said, we keep this to paranormal, abandoned, haunted adventures, events that are happening around festivals, whatever kind of things like that, and different sightseeing locations. And then we'll see what I'm willing to do this winter. I don't know. Maybe a venture down to the lakeshore area, maybe down to the mouth of the Credit River area or somewhere along the lake, and just show you what it looks like in the winter, and then go along the path maybe in the winter and seeing what it looks like, how abandoned and quiet and whatever else, and then let you see what it looks like in the summer this time, and just walk it and just let you see. Well, don't have anything else offhand, and I think that also would do one or two more. Well, what I'm not saying just one or two more. There'll be a few more like this things, and we'll come on just panel talk with the devil, and I'll have give you a few things in the description as what we're talking about, and those will be our topics. And stay on topic, trying to get off of it, because I see that happen quite a bit. And people come up with a topic and then they're completely off of it. And the biggest thing is, make sure though, before I leave here, that what you do for your day, regardless of what it is that you're doing towards other people, for yourself, around you, for your daily life, that when you lay your head down on your pillow at night, that you're happy with what you've done, that you don't regret anything, that you don't want to redo anything, or try to forgive or forget something, or to apologize for something you've done. Because if you did, then maybe it's not right what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, you got to be happy with what you've been. We say today, is a given, but tomorrow you wake up and say, thank you for living for another day. And will you be remembered for the good deeds and not the bad deeds that you've done you do disappear. I thank everybody who's come in into chat. Thank those who have popped in for a moment or two, who've chatted. Those of you who are about to listen to this on replay, thank you very much for listening in. And by all means, hit the thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, click the bell, and click on all for all notifications. So that way you'll be notified whenever we do something here on the Devilish YouTube channel. With that being said, I will see you soon. Stay haunted.